Hey there, Leo. Welcome in to Greater Awakener Ether Realm. My name is Kimberly, and I do apologize for not releasing a video last week. I was very busy at work, so I decided to go ahead and combine the 2 weeks from the Monday of February 3rd until the 16th Sunday. Okay? So we are going to start off with the moon is in Aries and it is conjunct Chiron and is square Mars. Okay. Aries is your ninth house of expansion. It's has to do with expanding your horizons, basically. Long distance travel, going back to school, seeking higher education, learning different languages, learning about different cultures, all those things that are outside of your community. Okay. That is squaring Mars in Cancer, which is your 12th house. So the Mars rules Aries and the moon rules Cancer. So we've got a mutual reception going on here, which is, it's a good thing. They're two energies that flow together, whether it's a square or not. They're two energies that will flow together because they're in respective houses. Okay. So on Monday, you might be thinking about long distance travel, learning something new. Doesn't have to be big and wide, but you know how Leos do. They like to do the big stuff. um, we also have Mercury trine Jupiter. Mercury is in Aquarius right now. Jupiter is in Gemini. Uh, Aquarius is your seventh house of partnerships, whether romantic or business partnerships. Gemini is your 11th house of friendships, dreams, hopes, and wishes. Mercury also rules Gemini. So even though it's not a mutual reception, you still have a good amount of energy exchanging between these two. So you could have something going on with some friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes, and your partnerships. Maybe you might be thinking about making a friend a partner, whether romantic or business. You might be talking to your partners about some dreams that you wish to fulfill. 11th house is about bringing your wishes to fruition, okay? Something that deep down you've really wanted to do, right? So that would be a very good time for this to happen, especially since the next day on the 4th, Jupiter actually goes direct. So perfect timing for just like about a week or two ago, we had the sun trining Jupiter, giving it some energy, and now we have little Mercury coming in here, giving it some energy. Like, it's time to wake up, right? Then we have got Mars square Chiron, of course. Now, these two squaring each other already is, pretty significant. But when you have the moon coming in to amplify that energy, it's just that much more. Cancer is your 12th house of the subconscious. That has to do with your psychology, things that you keep hidden from others, things that are hidden from yourself. It has a lot to do with like habits that you form through like childhood, and you don't even actually realize that you have formed these habits, right? It's very subconscious. So when you have a planet in your 12th house, it kind of wakens it up, and you can kind of do some inner work while it's in there. And Mars, when it's in retrograde, it means that it's going internal, right? It's a very passionate planet, but when it goes retrograde, it's internal, so it's kind of simmering, beneath the surface. It comes out of retrograde February 23rd, and things will start to, but it'll go back and then it'll retrace its steps while it was in retrograde, which is 6 degrees Leo. I did discuss that in the last video if you want to go back and take a look at that. Okay. but a lot of emphasis on your ninth house of expansion and your 12th house of the subconscious. Okay. We then have the moon moves into Taurus, which is your career zone, your 10th house of career and reputation. And it's going to make an immediate square to Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is your 7th house of partnerships again. A lot of emphasis on your partnerships, whether through your career or your friendships or your subconscious. Like I told everybody else, all of the planets are between Aquarius and Cancer right now, every single one of them. And it's going to be a while, except for the moon. The moon moves, all month. But it's going to be a while until things start changing with that. Sorry, I just hit my mic. So, also on the 3rd, on Monday, we had Venus enter Aries. Aries, again, is your expansion zone. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. Taurus is your career sector. Libra is your community sector. So something going on with your expansion zone due to, or with your career possibly. Maybe you might be doing some long distance travel for your career, possibility. So, and let's see, your community and your expansion zone. Of course, another thing I need to throw in there is Venus is in its detriment in Aries. Venus rules Libra, and it's all about partnerships and compromise and values, as to where Aries is more about like me, like who am I, finding out who you are in the world, right? So but Venus is a benefactor in astrology. You can't go wrong no matter where it is, but it's still kind of like it's uncomfortable there. We'll just say that. We also, I'm just going to throw this out there too. March 1st, Venus is actually going to go retrograde in Aries. Where it's going to come up here, and then it's going to start retrograding March 1st. It's going to go back into Pisces for a little bit, and then it's going to retrace its steps again. Again, Venus really doesn't care to be in Aries, but we'll get through it, right? So this is all going to have to do with like partnerships. Mars and Venus are the lovers of the zodiac. So this all has to do with, fighting between, partnerships and yourself. Now, we just came out of the North Node being in Aries for the last year and a half. So this could kind of be a bit of a repeat, especially since Venus is going to go back and hit that North Node again. And then, it already made, if you watch my last videos, it already made this huge conjunction with Neptune and Venus and the North Node and the Moon all conjunct at the same time. It was about a week ago, I would say. So it's going to come back and retrace those steps and go forward again. So a lot of emphasis on Aries and Libra. Like Aries is the first house of you, of me, right? Libra is the 7th house of us, partnerships, okay? On the 4th, on Tuesday, Jupiter goes direct at 11 degrees in Gemini, and that is your friendship sector. Your friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. And then the moon comes in and squares Mercury. And this is when the moon makes a whole lot of aspects on Monday or Tuesday through Wednesday and through Thursday. So we have the moon square Mercury, then it comes in and squares the sun, then it sextiles Saturn, then it sextiles Mars, okay? So this is 16 degrees, 17 degrees. Mars is 19 degrees. Then it conjuncts Uranus at 23 degrees, and then it sextiles Neptune at 28 degrees. Okay? So all of Wednesday, there are just aspects like crazy with the moon. So you're going to probably feel your energy go up and down and up and down. It's going to be kind of like a roller coaster, okay? So Taurus is your 10th house of career and reputation, and it's squaring Mercury and then the Sun in Aquarius, which is your 7th house of partnerships, business and or romantic. Something you might be talking about forming a business partnership and making a career out of. The Mercury rules Gemini, which is your friendship sector. So you might be thinking about forming a partnership with a friend and turning it into a career. That's definitely a possibility, especially with Jupiter going direct. Okay, there could be many different scenarios going along with this, but it's within those sectors, right? So we then have sextiling Saturn, which is your 8th house of other people's money, which is taxes and debts. You also have sex, death, intimacy, transformation, rebirth. Okay, that's what all the 8th house has to do with. Okay, Saturn has been in your 8th house in Pisces for about 2 years now. So you don't feel that energy as much until something comes along to trigger it, which the moon. So you're going to be career and finances, maybe taking out a loan to start a business, when you have that in Taurus as well. Saturn also is the traditional ruler of Aquarius, not Taurus. Saturn is also the traditional ruler of Aquarius, and it's the ruler of Capricorn, which consequently does rule career and is the natural ruler of the 10th house of career and reputation. Okay? Then we have the moon coming into conjunct Uranus and sextiling Mars as well. Now, we did already go over Mars in the 12th house. So we have a sextile coming in to your subconscious from your career reputation zone. You might be doing a lot of thinking about making some changes in your career, your partnerships, okay? Let's see here. Then the moon moves into Gemini, all right? And then 6 on Thursday, we have the moon sextiling Venus in Aries and trining Pluto in Aquarius. Again, a lot of emphasis on partnerships, other people's money, sex, transformation, expansion zone, learning new things, and career and friendships and your subconscious. Okay, I don't think I can emphasize any more about you thinking about starting a new career, starting new horizons. So we have the moon also comes in conjunct Jupiter. Okay, and that's Thursday the 6th. We've already passed that, but if you want to tell me if any of this resonates from last week, I would totally love to hear it, okay? Friday the 7th, we have Venus sextile Pluto. That's 2 degrees. If you have anything around 2 degrees, this will, any natal planets around 2 degrees, this will trigger them the most. Now, Venus and Pluto have an interesting relationship because, people mostly say Venus and Mars, right, are the lovers of the zodiac. But Venus and Pluto actually play out the Greek and Roman mythology of Pluto and Persephone. So, the story goes that Pluto kidnaps Persephone, and their mother Demeter or Ceres, depending on which, if you follow Roman or Greek, okay, complains to Zeus. Zeus comes up with a compromise to where Persephone gets released from the underworld 6 months out of the year and then goes back 6 months out of the year. Okay, so the story behind this is that when Venus is the evening star, which we are now, after the sun sets, you see Venus coming up over the western horizon, right? Or more like coming down over the western horizon. So March 1st, though, Venus will come about here, and then it'll start coming back, retrograding, okay, on March 1st. The sun will come and overtake Venus. And then Venus will be on the other side of the sun, and then it will turn into the morning star. You'll see it in the eastern horizon before the sun comes up. So that kind of ties into the story of Persephone and Pluto, when Persephone is out of the underworld, then goes into the underworld. You can't see Venus when the sun overtakes it, and then comes out of the underworld, and now is the morning star, right? So that kind of ties in. If you like Greek and Roman mythology, it, of course, ties in really well to Western astrology. And, of course, you can also see if you like astronomy as well. Like if you saw the conjunction with the moon and Venus about a week to 2 weeks ago, all you would have actually seen is the moon and Venus conjunct, right? But if you know astrology, you would know that Neptune was right behind Venus. And that's, to me, that's sort of exciting. Like, I know where Neptune is, And then a while later, we had the moon come in and conjunct Jupiter. And right now, we have the moon conjuncting Mars as well. So astrology helps with astronomy helps with astrology, and of course the mythology behind it makes it even more profound, right? So I just wanted to throw that story out there with Pluto and Persephone, just because, in a couple weeks' time, Venus is going to go retrograde in Aries, okay? So we then have, on Friday the 7th, we have the moon trine Mercury, okay? And then it trines Mercury at 17 degrees, and then it squares Saturn at 18 degrees. And then it trines the sun at 18 degrees. And then it sextiles Chiron at 19 degrees, and then the sun sextiles Chiron at 19 degrees. And then the moon comes in and squares Neptune at 28 degrees. But within that small time frame on Friday, there are going to be a lot of moon aspects and sun aspects. So the energy, if you can think back to Friday, how you felt, like more than likely the energy was just up and down, right? It was maybe hard to find your footing, okay? But again, 8th house, 9th house, 10th house. 7th house, 8th house, 9th house. Now I'm confusing myself. All of your houses that are being highlighted are 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Okay, those were all the planets are in those houses for you. Okay, so when the moon comes in to square Neptune, I do, that's a very ethereal placement. Now, it can either bring on like daydreaming. The moon is in your friendship sector, your 11th house, friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. You could be dreaming about a goal that you might want to hit, or let's see, maybe, Pisces is your 8th house. Maybe being intimate with a friend, taking out a loan to fulfill your dreams, hopes, and wishes. Aries is highlighted, so that's long distance travel, going back to school. And then the moon moves into Cancer on Saturday, and then squares Venus. Again, your 9th house. Cancer, your 12th house. You have a whole lot of emphasis this weekend on Cancer, which is your 12th house. Subconscious, again, subconscious dreams, daydreaming, psychology, anything that you keep hidden. Okay? Then we have the Mercury sextiling Chiron at 19 degrees. Again, your 9th house and your partnerships. Maybe you'll be wanting to travel with a partner. You know, there could be many things going on here. It seems kind of repetitive because all the planets are so close together that there's just this, 6 houses of just focus of just those, Okay, heading into the 9th on Sunday. We now have Mercury conjuncting the Sun at 20 degrees, and it's going to overtake the Sun. Mars trine Saturn. And then the Moon comes in to make that, just amplify that trine even more so. Subconscious, 8th house. Okay, you have something's going on with your subconscious, and sex, death, intimacy, and possibly taxes and debts as well. Okay. Let's see, where was I? Okay. And the Moon comes in to square Chiron and do this square all over again. First it was square this way, and now it's square this way. So it's kind of a repetitive, like, maybe I need to look into this again. And then it's going to sextile Uranus, which is your 10th house, your 10th house career reputation sector. Okay, then we go into Monday the 10th, where the Moon trines Neptune. Now, the Moon and Neptune again, very ethereal, daydreamy, especially when it's in your 12th house here. And of course, the Moon rules Cancer, so there's even more of an emphasis on that. And also, Neptune also rules Pisces. So you've got this real nice mutual energy going on here. Very nice receptive energy. Okay. And then the Moon moves into your sign, Leo, where it opposes Pluto and trines trines Venus, sorry. So I've said this before in my other videos, but Pluto went into Aquarius permanently back in November for the next 19 years. For you, it's about transforming your partnerships, whether business or romantic. Okay. It also, your 7th house also has to do with open enemies as well. Okay. As if this is not enough. So the Moon rules your subconscious, and Pluto actually rules Scorpio, which is your home sector, your home and family. So something about transforming your home and family and your partnerships. Okay. And that's going to be an ongoing theme for 19 years. Pluto is at 2 degrees at the moment. In astrology, we split the signs into 3 different decans, which is 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30. So if you have your Sun or any other natal planet around the 2 degree mark, which Pluto is at right now, that's going to hit you the most. Okay, and then as the years go on, it's going to slowly come and hit the other decans. All right. So on Tuesday, Moon sextile Jupiter. Okay, at 11 degrees. Friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. And then the Sun comes in and squares Uranus at 23 degrees as well. and this leads into the full moon. Okay. On the 12th, we have a full moon at 24 degrees Leo. Okay, which is, of course, opposite the sun. The sun rules Leo, and it's going to be conjunct Mercury as well, and it's going to square Uranus in Taurus. So we have so much fixed energy with this full moon. That's kind of crazy. We have Pluto in Aquarius, which rules Scorpio. We have Uranus in Taurus, which rules Aquarius, and we have the sun in Aquarius, which rules Leo. Okay, so all of the fixed signs are getting hit right now at 24 degrees especially. Fixed energy, of course, you're fixed energy, so you probably know this, but it's about standing your ground and making firm decisions. Fixed signs are not known for being wishy-washy, okay? Taking in all the facts that you have and making a firm decision, right? So in your case, the full moon in your first house is about how you project yourself into the world. And it's squaring your 10th house of career and reputation and opposing your 7th house of partnerships, business or romantic. So whatever is highlighted here is going to be illuminated so that if there is a problem, that you can fix it, right? So that's what full moons are all about, is illuminating, the problem, any problem, okay? With Mercury being in there, with Amelia, Mercury rules Gemini, which is your friend sector, and also rules Virgo, which is your value sector. It also just plain rules communication, short distance travel, commerce, community. So, yeah, so the 12th at 24 degrees. So all of the full moons are going to be hitting around 23, 24 degrees for the next few months. And all the new moons are going to be around 9 degrees for the next few months. So if you have anything around, any natal planets around those degrees, those are going to be hit the most by the full moons. And especially next month in, March 13th and 14th is when the eclipse season starts, okay? Now, full moon, and then after that, we have the moon move into Virgo, where it doesn't make any aspects until it squares Jupiter at 11 degrees. Now, within this area right here, between the 24 degree mark and the 11 degree mark, the moon is going to be void of course and not making any aspects, which is nice and kind of brings a bit of a respite, because the moon, it reflects, it amplifies. So everything that it hits, like I explained this last week, it just keeps hitting planets. And then finally you get to this little bit of a reprieve here where it can just be the moon, right? So you're going to have that full moon, and it may be intense, but you're going to not have anything else for a while. And you're going to be able to kind of just sit in that energy and just feel your feelings and work out any problem that arose from here. Okay? And then the moon goes on to square Jupiter in Gemini, which is now direct. So that helps, right? Jupiter is a benefactor. It definitely helps out a lot when it's going direct. Virgo is your value sector. The way you see your self-worth, the way you earn your money, how you spend your money, okay? And that's going to, and Gemini is your friendship sector, your 11th house of friendships, dreams, hopes, and wishes. So there's something going on here between your values and friendships, or your dreams and hopes, right? Something, your 11th house is about wanting to bring things into fruition. I'm not sure if I said that yet or not.